now need photo etch piece number A17. And as it turns out, it's another ladder. I think we had number 16 last time, and it seems to me I mentioned how 17 looked like it was the same size. Now I sure hope that this ladder doesn't give us the problems that the last one did. I've taped it down onto this piece of glass here so I'll have a little better control. It's not going to want to slide around quite as easy. And here's number 17 right here. I want to see if I can't maybe get a little closer to the ladder so I don't have any little tabs or anything to worry about. Now my hope is to bring the blade right up against the side of the ladder, then draw it back. Got it. Now the other side the same way. Okay, now, and for my American viewers, a Canadian dime is the same size as an American dime. I have cut myself a little piece of cereal box paper. I used to call it waxed paper, but I don't think it's waxed paper anymore. I think they probably use some sort of plastic. And because of that, I'm thinking that possibly this this extra thin solvent may dissolve it. I just want to check it out because my plan is to fix this little piece here that's got the fracture. It's not broken right off, but it's anyway, it was recommended to me by one of the viewers. So we'll see what happens, but I want to just see what's going to happen here. Just let that sit for a little bit. I know you can't see it, but the reason I know that is because I can hardly see it. Now I'm going to redo this because it could be wrong. Maybe this is waxed paper. So I took a Sharpie here. Anyway, what I was starting to say was that afterwards, after the solvent had evaporated, I couldn't see where it was. So like I say, maybe it is waxed paper because this solvent should have dissolved plastic. I think that's dry now. Yeah, it's probably dry a little while ago already. Now I'll be the first to admit I waste a lot of time doing this sort of thing. And oh, by the way, it could be that this is plastic. But it's that HDPE type plastic, you know, high density polyethylene, and it might not be affected by this solvent because after all, the lid on the jar is plastic. So let's just see what's going to happen now if I saturate this right on the end here, where it's really delicate. Sort of pared it down with the knife. Okay, let's just leave that for a few minutes now and see what happens. Are we going to lose the detail on the end there? Okay, about 4 minutes has passed now. Just hold this down. It's still a little bit tacky, but I'm pretty sure that out here, where I pared this down, it's dry out here. Now I just want to interrupt here. Obviously, if I was to try and glue the fracture on that tiny little piece, I wouldn't be bathing it in the glue like I did here. I would have probably used a little bit on the end of a needle or something, you know. Yeah, and maybe I wouldn't have had a problem. Boy, I don't know if I dare try and glue those that broken piece or not. I just might end up dissolving the ends, and then I've got two separate pieces. Right now I've still just got one. Maybe what I should try to do is lay it on the back of that breakwater. Yeah, maybe I can upend the boat so it's sort of bow down. I'll try that. Now, if I zoom in on those little pieces that I paired out there, I can see that they're all rounded over and melted. And I can just envision having a problem. Yeah. I have this sitting on a counter right behind me. May as well use it, right? Now, unless I missed something, and I don't think I did, I've got all the pieces now for step number 9. And I was thinking, well, before I start gluing things on, I'm going to have to paint these things. But I'm just noticing here, step 10 still is dealing with the bow. And it's, near as I can tell, it's the last step that deals with the bow. Then we're starting with the midship. So I'm thinking to save myself a little bit of extra painting here, because when I'm spraying, as long as you're spraying the same area, it doesn't matter how many little pieces are in that area, you're not going to use any more paint. So it makes a lot more sense to me to maybe find the pieces for step 10 here and paint everything all at the same time. It looks like most of them I've already got, like these capstans number 3. Well, they're over here. A lot of these pieces I've got. Intakes, yeah, they're like right there. So a lot of this stuff I've got. Now, the anchor chain, a little bit concerned about that, because should I paint that, or try spraying that? I know when I did the anchor chain on the Titanic, I can actually remember painting it with a little brush. Now, I would like to spray this if I can, because I know I'm not going to lose any detail, and yet once the chain starts, coiling up, am I going to have it flaking off on me? I guess if worst comes to worst, I can always soak it in solvent and repaint, but yeah, the anchors are done. There's very little here in step 10 that I have to find on the sprues, so I think I'm going to do that now. There are two different types of anchor chain here, and they look very similar unless you look at them closely. Then you can see that this one seems to be a little heavier than this one, plus it's a lot longer. So we got 4.5 inches of the short one and about 24 or a little more of the long one. No, I know I don't need 24 inches of anchor chain. At least I don't think I do. And I'm just wondering about the color for the anchor chain. It wouldn't be gray, it'd be more of a rust color, and I'm wondering if possibly I wouldn't be better off painting the anchor chain the hull red rather than the gray like I'm doing everything else. I can't envision an anchor chain being anything else except rusty. On the other hand, maybe they painted it regularly, who knows? Yeah. Otherwise, I've got all the pieces now. I just got to trim some of the tabs off and the sprue off and so on, and then we're ready to stick it down on some duct tape and spray. Now at that moment I was thinking of actually doing a little bit more today, but I think I'm gonna call it quits here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow, all being well.